Welcome all Facebook, welcome all Facebook fans and family. This is Adam Ashmont, realtor and president of Ashmont Realty. And today, we were talking about this 2 weekends ago, and I think this is a really interesting story. There is a couple, I don't know if you have seen this, but there's a couple in California who bought a house in January of 2020. Okay, not 2021, but January of 2020 for $560,000. So this is a beautiful home, sunny California. They go, I'm going to tee it up for you. So they go through the whole home buying process. They go to the closing table, pay the seller. When they go to move in to the house after closing, they basically get to the house, knock on the door, and the seller is there saying he's not leaving. So how horrifying is that? You know, I've never heard of anything like that in all my years of experience. I've heard of tenants not leaving. I've heard of people sneaking in a house as in a squatter. Now, some might ask, why is it taking so long? It's been, 14, 15 months. Why is the owner, the old owner, not the new owners, still living in the house? And that's because a COVID exemption law that the courts are not allowing tenants to be evicted during this forbearance period. So you have Tracy and Miles Albert, which I'll show you their picture here. So here you go. So here's Tracy and my beautiful couple, spend their whole life savings on their new dream home. They bought a 4-bedroom home in Riverside, California. And basically, the seller wasn't quite ready to leave yet. Like I mentioned before, this sale happened in January of 2020. But when they went to go enter in the home, like I mentioned before, the seller said, "I'm not leaving." Now, they obviously tried to force them out of the house. However, the cops were called. And the police officer said basically this is a civil matter. You're going to have to go through the court to formally evict the seller. So right now the courts are tied up and they're not seeing eviction cases. And it's been 14, 15 months since this happened. So I'm going to go back to the article and read it a little bit more for you. This is interesting. And I know the person I was talking about said basically that they would just basically break in their house and give them an ultimatum with some affirmative action, I guess, basically. But anyhow, so this is, they asked the real estate agent, Chris Taylor, and he basically said, he's never seen anything like, which I haven't either. I've never heard of anyone, but in most other states, this wouldn't become an issue at all. To be honest with you, it really you could easily get the old seller moved out pretty quickly. It was funny. I feel bad. Tracy, the wife who's here, she even tried to water the lawn, and I don't have a good picture. But there was a video that was done by a local news channel that they went out to the house, and the yard and landscaping was horrible. It was, mind you, this is California. It's very dry. So if you're not watering your grass, you have no grass within a month. But the palm trees were dying. So she took it upon herself to try to keep the property, upkeep the property. Because the old owner wasn't, because why does he care, right? So the wife went out and tried to water the lawn, and the seller, the old owner, I guess, the seller in this case, literally ripped the sprinkler lines, ripped them apart, and then he called the police on her. And, so basically, this is a fraud issue. They're suing him for fraud. They feel that, this was all basically set up for the beginning. What the attorney of the couple said, who purchased the home, Tracy and Miles, Albert, basically said that the seller, while they were showing the home, had boxes staged. So this is how far this guy went. He had boxes that were staged in the garage that were empty. He never had intentions of ever moving out. And so he basically bamboozled this young couple, selling their home, and has refused to move. Now, the odd thing about it, which is strange, is if you notice that the sale of this transaction went through in January of 2020. This is before COVID, or in the COVID forbearance laws applied. So that was another interesting fact, that this happened before we had that the forbearance with the COVID guidelines. So why is this even an issue? Now, some people say, well, that's California for you. We're glad we live in Ohio. So very interesting. I don't know if you saw this. Check it out. Tracy and Miles Albert, Riverside, California. Really good article. Very interesting for those who love to hear stories about real estate. But if you like this information, please like us and subscribe on Facebook. Thank you for watching Ashmont Live. I'm your host, Adam Ashba, Realtor and President of Ashmont Realty. And watch us next time exclusively on Facebook. See you next time, guys.